Well, I like going hunting, just me, my hound, and my gun. Chasing them deer, rabbit, and squirrel, now that's my kind of fun. I like going fishing too, I'll go on any whim, looking for the big bass, the crappie, and the brim. Just give me a wide open field to walk through. Give me an ocean so deep. I want to ride the longest river in the world, or maybe climb the highest mountain peak. Like going down to the fishing hole, my buddies and me and my old cane pole. Bait them hooks and wet them lines, it's a life I love so fine. It's almost supper time, you'd think the world was mine.
And now for today's outdoor adventure, here's Archie Phillips.
Well, now, folks, we got Donald and Judy Spence here, and this is down at Monticello, Mississippi. And Donald, those areas like you got right there, I've been with you and see that whole thing covered up with deer. Now that deer's got some horns on him, hasn't he?
Yeah, small. They're real small. Yeah, we have quite a few deer. I've seen, in a day's hunting, I've seen 350 deer on the place.
Well, now, when rifle season comes in, y'all can just be highly selective on your on your hunting, can't you?
Yeah, I've let as many as 19 bucks walk by and never fire a shot in a day's time.
But during the bow season, now y'all get kind of cranked up with your bow season.
Yeah, we like bow hunting better than gun hunting, and that's the way to thin the does down. You see, we've been shooting bucks for years and letting the does go, so we started cropping a few does with a bow and arrow and muzzle loader.
I see.
And that helps to kind of keep them in balance that way.
Well, I have never in my life, I've been to a lot of places, but I never in my life seen as many deers wandering around. You'd be walking down the road and they jump out in front of you, and you drive down the road and they just here and there. Now, you just tell me about a lot of people, you know, although we get in stands and all, you can actually walk up on these things on the ground.
Sure can.
With, now, boy, there's a fine one there. And this is tough to get right here. It's where you got them
open like that.
Tell us what's going on there, Don. Give us the biology of what that big devil's doing.
Well, it's called his scrape, and he's scrape under this limb. He's rubbing his scent gland. He'll rub his head on it. Between the horns, there's a gland, and it leaves his particular scent, and a doe can actually smell that scent and tell how healthy the buck was and where she wants to breed with him or not.
And what time of the year was it that you got that rack? I know good and well you put that on the wall.
Well, that's a nice one, yeah. That was fairly early in the season, about the latter part of the bow season.
But Don, them old big deers that get out there, I know they bang around with each other, but don't some of them smaller ones just leave that old big one be and don't even mess with him?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they don't go to pushing and shoving when they know he could tear them up real good.
That's right. Before the rut, generally they push and shove one another, and they know who's the strongest. So therefore, they don't have to fight.
There you can see the urination going on there, I think.
Right. He actually urinates on his hocks there, and they have a gland, a scent gland there, and it runs into that scrape, and that also tells the doe, you know, which buck it is and so forth. They can keep up with one another that way.
I see.
That's what makes it good.
But Don, this is a family deal y'all got down there, isn't it? Just who is that young lady right there?
Well, that's my daughter-in-law. That's my wife we're looking at now, but the one with the deer was my daughter-in-law.
I see. Do y'all have kind of annual deal where y'all all get together and do all this? Is that what y'all do?
Yeah, we have. We hunt, you know, off and on the year round, but we usually on the weekends we hunt.
I see.
With a gun, with a bow, we hunt anytime we can get off.
Well, in other words, y'all selectively just really can, the way you're hunting down there and you know the deer in the country so good, y'all can just selectively just pick and choose these old big ones, can't you?
Yeah. That's what we're trying to do, is to raise some big ones. See, that's a 6-point, and he's about 190 pounder. 190 And he should have had 8 points or better by now, so I took him.
I see.
He never would have anything but that.
You don't think he'd have got any bigger, huh?
No, that's a genetic problem on him, probably.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I had some good supper down there. Old Jody knows how, when you get them things skinned out good and all, she knows how to do something with that deer meat, too, don't she?
She can cook it up where you just about run your mama off.
Jody, you fix deer every way known to man, don't you?
Well, yeah, I tried to.
Now, who's the young lady now?
My daughter-in-law.
That's your daughter-in-law.
And she picked a good time to get pregnant.
Oh, my. She don't need to be pregnant during deer season.
2 years before this, she was pregnant again. I almost had the baby in the woods.
Oh, no. That's terrible.
Well, my little fella. All right. Oh, that's nice, eh?
And You done got, how many you got in that truck? I see another one over on the left.
Yeah, that's one my daughter-in-law killed.
Good load of deer.
Yeah.
And Don, is that a great old big one out there?
That is a big buck. He was 450 yards away.
Goodness, you zoomed up all the way too, wasn't you?
Yeah, all the way.
What's your killing shot distance most of the time, Don, with your rifle?
Well, usually up about 200 yards.
About 200 yards.
But
Oh, that's a gorgeous creature right there. You missed that deer, Don.
I did.
Great.
I didn't aim high enough to let it compensate for the bullet drop.
Yep.
How far away was he?
About 200 yards.
200 yards? Yeah. I heard you shoot him, and I heard you shoot again. What happened?
I thought I missed him the first shot. All I could see was his back end, so I shot at him again. Thought I missed him then. Didn't know I'd killed him till I walked up on him. He was laying on the other side of the log.
Oh.
Ain't he pretty?
I mean, that is a fine one. How wide's that antlers?
About 18, maybe 20 inches.
He sure is pretty.
He's mine. That's what makes him so pretty, though. I'm proud of him.
Anybody'd be proud of one like that.
Don, this is late in the afternoon here.
Yeah, it's sun's going down. They come out to feed.
That's the time them old big ones step out, ain't it?
Oh yeah, they're always ready.
Another little 6 pump.
Them 6 points, ain't you?
Yeah, that's all going to come back, look like.
That Jody drove him right out, didn't she?
Yeah.
She getting pretty good at driving them deer.
Yes, you just need to find little bigger ones, that's all.
Let's see, they run a pile of them there by you one time, didn't they?
Yeah, 14 come by one place.
Yeah. And had a 3-point in the bunch, huh?
Yes, one little 3-point.
Yeah.
Yeah, those.
And then when we run outside the field, you saw how many there?
I don't know, they was going every which way.
How big was that buck that come by you?
One had a spike about that long on one side and a broke horn on the other.
Yeah, that's good. You really popped that and good. I was aiming at him when he fell. I thought he might be gonna get away, but I wasn't gonna shoot to the last minute. But down he went.
Oh, that's a gorgeous buck. Did you miss that deer, Don? Or was that you, Jody?
I'm not sure if that was me or him.
It's early in the morning.
I missed one in that spot.
I believe he turned.
Oh, that was Donald.
Donald. Okay,
Yeah.
was you shooting a rifle shooting him,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, he ran up to me, and while I was trying to get the camera fixed, he turned and ran off.
And then he stopped out
He
there,
stopped
didn't
way out there in the brush, and I popped him. He's a cull. He never would be anything.
he? I see. Well, now, Jody, what kind of rifle do you shoot?
223.
223, and it don't knock you around too much, does it?
No.
Is that a good one for a woman to shoot?
Yeah. It's a good gun now. An automatic won't leave a blood trail. If you're going to get one, get a bolt action.
Get a bolt action. I
Shoots
see.
harder and goes all the way through.
Goes all the way through.
Yeah.
Okay. And Don, what are you shooting there?
That's 30-06.
I see. Is that what you consider your best all-around deer gun?
Yeah, I do. It's big enough to get the job done on any game we got, and,
Uh-huh.
I even hunt in Alaska with it.
I see. Well, I've shot a 30-06 for years, and it does a good job. And of course, you can get your loads however you want them, so it's just a good all-round deer gun for the average person. Isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah, he's a pretty one.
Ended the year right.
Pretty big one too, isn't he?
Uh-huh.
How far away was he?
Oh, about 30 yards.
Right in your face, huh?
Oh, no.
And you shot him 3 times, huh?
Oh, he wouldn't stop.
I could hear you shooting, the bullet hit.
He kept moving, so I kept shooting.
Yeah. A lot of times they'll get away if you just figure you got him and let him lay there. You'll get over the shot and run off. That sure is a nice one, though. A big old deer. If his horn's as big as his body, he'd be a whopper, wouldn't he?
Uh-huh.
How many does that make you now?
With a gun or all of
With a gun, this
3?
you got 3 so far, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. You and Jody On the neck and neck, huh?
Don, there's your herd again. Look at the deer. Look all back down yonder the other end. They some way on down yonder the other end too, ain't they?
Yeah. They you find them all up and down the line.
Now, Don, you're zoomed up on these, aren't you? They're good ways from you, aren't they?
Yeah, they're about 250 yards right there. That bunch is.
All right, now, where do you draw the line on firing at one? If it's a great old
any of them I can kill from where I'm at. About 300 yards, I'm death. But after that, your bullet will drop so that you miss them or make a bad shot. So I don't like to take extremely long shots. Now, on one of the 223s, we have it with a lens that tells you how far away he is, and you can turn it.
There's a buck right there. Look at what was he fixing to do?
He was rubbing his limb with his head.
Running off there.
Yeah, we have thousands of squirrels in the place. We don't.
Boy, this is a gorgeous bottom. I tell you, y'all got some of the prettiest hardwood bottoms in the South, I guess.
Yeah, it's extremely pretty.
Yeah, it just does your heart and soul good. Just be out there in these kind of woods. It's just. Oh, look at that. That's crack of dawn right there.
See the fog rising off of the water.
Yeah. How close y'all let them get when they're like that? That deer can't see you at all, can he?
No, because she was right in my face.
Well, a lot of you gun hunting, everybody climbs up and stands all the time. Boy, there's a fine one there. Did you get a shot at that one, Jody?
Yeah, and I missed him.
Missed the deer.
Yeah, I was watching the doe, and the buck came up from the right, and when I realized it was a buck, the time I got turned, I shot and I missed.
All right, now here is them thick places that y'all keep talking about, right?
Right.
In other words, you got to be. Sometimes you're right on top of them, aren't you, Don?
Yeah, that's right. You don't even realize they're in the world, and just all at once you bet your eyes, and there he stands.
Well, just look now. See them limbs, and look at those horns. Unless you see movement, you'd never even know that deer was there.
That's right. That's what you want to look for is movement, because it's hard to he blends in so well till it's hard to pick him out.
You ever think you're so close in there, Don, that your visibility is so bad that you're wasting your time in there when you can only see 15 feet or 20 feet?
You feel that way, but if you're gonna bow hunt, that's where you need to be. Because
and it don't bother you to be on the ground.
Oh, no. A lot of times you can see better on the ground in thick stuff than you can from a tree, because a canopy on small trees covers the deer up.
Now look at this thing. See that foot? Now, he sees you, don't he, Don? Look at that.
He senses that there's something wrong. He may get a slight whiff, or he might have caught a little bit of movement. And he might just saw me.
Look at that stomping motion. That's what gets me.
Now, on this deer, I was leaning up against a tree with no cover, whatever.
Just leaning there.
Right. And just still as a mouse. And the deer he came all around, back and forth looking. Or she did.
Now, she can see you. I guarantee she's looking dead at you, isn't she?
Right. And they'll do that sometime 5 or 10 minutes and find a circle downwind. And when they smell you, now they're gone.
They're gone. They're
gone. They trust their nose better than they do the eyesight.
I see. Now, Don, we talk about all these senses that these deer have. Now, when the wind is blowing bad and that kind of thing, it makes the leaves rustle. They can't see good for movement, so they lose that one sense. Right. And then their ears don't do them much good because all of the other racket going on in the woods. And then by it being so turbulent, the smell might get somewhat distorted with, pretty good, like a 10-knot wind blowing out there. Is that why they stay put?
That's right. They don't. They can't use all their facilities, their senses, so they kind of bed down in windy weather a lot of times.
All right. Well, now, if we had a day like today, like you was out there today, and these bad conditions were there, would you go back to your thick spots?
Oh yeah.
In other words, he'll move a little bit in that thick stuff.
He'll move in that thick stuff. The wind is slowed down somewhat, and he just feels secure. A deer don't like openings much. If they come to a field or something, they usually run across it, up in the daytime.
Yeah.
At night, they feel secure.
So would you give this as a deer tip when you're out there on a bad day and you're out in the open woods like this and you don't see no deers? Find you the thickest place that's got trails going in and out it, and somehow or another get yourself positioned, even though you can't see good.
That's right.
In that kind of place, right?
That's right, on the downwind side of it, too.
On the downwind side.
Yeah.
How long after you go through a place do you think that deer can smell you? What's your guesstimate, Don?
That depends on the weather. If it's dry, he can't pick up scent as good if it's kind of damp. And on a cool day, you can pick it up more than any kind of hot day.
I see.
All right. Now, if you wear rubber boots, knee boots, where you pants leg tucked in, they don't smell you. I've walked and got in a stand, and 2 minutes later, a deer would come out and feed right where I'd walked, never even detected.
I see that. Now, Jody, do you wear rubber boots in there? Or you wear your leather boots?
I wear rubber boots and Skin So Soft
And Skin So Soft.
from Avon.
I see.
Go ahead and laugh.
Well,
But it
you
works.
told me you've been snake bit a time or two down there, a snake bit, right?
Yeah, I put my foot next to a rattlesnake, about 5 feet.
Oh my goodness!
Not
Now you know
too
they
bad.
ain't many women in this world would ever in their life. Oh, look, he saw you that time, didn't he? No, they wouldn't ever in their life go back into the woods that you stepped on a rattlesnake. You couldn't get them back in there for nothing, would you?
No, it took me about a year to go back to that particular spot.
Oh goodness! Well, now that deer is still wandering around after. What'd you do? Flinch, Don?
It just spooked. I batted my eyes.
I see. Don, you got deer all over the place right there. How far is that one out over on that far side? Is that a buck or not? I can't tell from here.
Yeah, that's a small buck. He's 200 yards.
200 yards.
Yeah.
So on that next rise over from where you're sitting, right?
Right. He's a drain ditch runs through there. A little creek runs through there.
Is that a kind of a good trail they come up?
Well, both sides is. They come up over there quite a bit and right there at me. And I got a little ground blind I set in. And we're hunting black powder, of course. And
Man, you got deers everywhere. Just look at them.
we're waiting for them to, get close enough.
You wouldn't nowhere near take that shot on that other hill, would you?
No, not with a black powder rifle. That's a little too far.
What do you go, about 50 yards, 75 yards?
Yeah,
Golly, look coming at you.
that's another buck. They run back and forth over there all morning long. I sat there with a muzzle loader and couldn't
What
see
is
them.
that just ran across? What is that, a squirrel?
A little,
Yeah.
little gray squirrel. This doe here, I shot it about 100 yards.
Don, when you with a bow and black powder, with as many deer as y'all got down there, and these old big bucks are laying around the periphery, don't your heart get up in your mouth?
Oh, yeah.
Say, man, if I had my 30-06, but
Oh,
that's the
yeah.
wrong season, and you're at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, but if you don't get him, you say, well, it was always another day.
Oh, yeah.
And he'll be bigger next time I see him, maybe. So it don't really bother me now. Now,
There's another one right yonder on the right there. See him
Yeah.
on the right of that one there?
Yeah, he's coming up. He's
Now, Jody, you good black powder hunter, too. You love that black powder, don't you?
Yeah, I don't hit everything I shoot at, but I like to hunt.
What?
I get enough, but
Do you? You like bow hunting best, don't you?
yeah, I really do. I get to see more animals, squirrels, turkeys, deer. I just like to sit and look, but I love the bow hunting the best
I see.
out of all of
Man, that was a good shot right there, Don. A good shot.
Yeah, that was a 100-yard shot.
Now, y'all wear your hunter orange out there on the ground, because
Oh,
most all this is
Yeah.
on the ground hunting, isn't it, Don?
That's right. We only hunt from tree stands mostly with a bow.
With a bow.
Yeah, with rifles and muzzle loaders, we hunt from the ground.
I
Because
see.
you can see under the canopy better.
Well, now, we got to explain to, except in y'all's real thick places,
Yeah.
there's so many deer in there that they have eat the foliage up to as high as they can reach, hasn't it,
That's
Don?
right, that's
So
right.
that you've got a pretty good bird's eye view under these trees rather than the average woods, haven't
Yeah,
you?
you can see 100 yards under the trees, but you climb up in one, the foliage, the top foliage,
I know where
blanks
you at
him
now.
out.
You in that thick place again.
Yeah, I love those thick places.
Don, I can't believe how close you can get to those deers in those thick places like
I
that.
don't get close to them, they get close to me,
In other words, you get fixed, right?
Uh-huh, and just sit there.
And wait on them to come up on you.
That's right. Don't move at all because there's a lot of underbrush and rotten foliage there to step on.
But the problem with that is you be sitting there and you got to be dead still. When that deer walks up on you, my golly, he ought to be able to hear you breathing.
Yeah. You feel like they do sometimes because they'll be just, piddling along and all at once just stop and look straight at you.
Oh,
And you hadn't moved at all.
boy. Goodness gracious alive. Well, I know one thing. You and Jody have done an excellent job of bringing this hunting to our viewing audience. I know I put you under handicap putting that camera on there because it's tough to hunt with that. Now, I can just tell you, it's tough to hunt, especially with your bow where you've got you probably missed a lot of shots because of that too, didn't you, Don?
That's right.
Oh, it's gorgeous, gorgeous hunting.
While you're trying to adjust your camera, they see
walk
you a lot
away
of
from
times.
you.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, Don, I know what that black speck out there is. We've been talking about deers, but y'all got gobs of turkey. Now, Jody, you ain't no turkey hunter, are you?
I love it.
You love to turkey hunt? Can you call them up?
Yeah.
Call them on in it. If ever the old Lord put a paradise on this earth, this is Monticello, Mississippi. This place is just teeming with wildlife, but it ain't no accident, Don. You done a lot of work down there.
That's right.
And you can just go potluck if you want to, but if you go on out there and do your job there, Don, that deer right there sees you or me. I don't know which one that was.
He caught a little movement, but he didn't realize what it was. You know, they'll look at you and
It don't look like the wind's blowing too much, so it's kind of still there. There's a nut, boy. There's a fine one back behind that tree right yonder.
That is a fine, but we have
Is
quite
that
a few like
is that great old big one that was in that particular? I gotta be.
No, that's not the big one.
That's not the big
That's
one.
not the big one.
I see.
He's too smart for us so
They're too
far.
smart for you. Now, Don, as a crow flies, how far are you from right here to your front yard?
It's about a mile.
About a mile.
About a mile. Straight across the river, but we have to travel about 15 miles around to get there, across the bridge.
Goodness, that's just,
and get back there.
That's really fine. And I want to tell folks, too, that Don is a taxidermist also. He does taxidermy work when he's not out there hunting, and Jody, of course, there helps him with it. And y'all don't have to worry about buying any cows to eat for dinner either there. I mean, y'all got your venison year-round. And
I'd rather have deer.
Yeah, it's really good for you, too. And just a gorgeous place. I want to thank y'all for inviting me down, and really thank both of you for doing the filming when I wasn't there to get these beautiful shots y'all did on this show.